Here we go, boys. St. Patrick's Day special, eh? We're actually recording this a day before St. Patrick's Day, but a big cheers anyway, boys. Get your Guinnesses up. Big cheers.
Cheers.
The old Paddy's Day.
Miss you, Ganleys.
Oh, mate. This signifies 2 years running now. We've missed out on our annual St. Patrick's Day celebrations, boys.
Shocking.
We're normally an all-day job in the boozer, straight in the caff first thing in the morning, straight in the pub as soon as it opens and stay there till it closes. What a day.
What a day. Hopper's has still got his
in
hat.
the pub again.
I haven't taken off for 2 years.
Is that a Ganley special as well, Ops?
Yeah.
100%. Love that. Big shout out to Ganley's as well. Ganley's in Morden. What a boozer. But yeah, let's crack on anyway, lads. We're missing a few of the boys tonight. Pat who's actually no longer going to be on the podcast.
No, rate him.
Yeah, he's too busy going to doing his workouts. Now we're coming out of lockdown, the fucking vain bastard. And Strug's not with us tonight. But yeah, got myself, Kyle, Greg, Hoppers, Boyle, Spearsy, Dave and Ben. So we've got enough of us anyway, lads. But yeah, first game we're going to go through is the Leeds-Chelsea 0-0 draw.
Wake me up when you're finished.
What did you say?
So wake me up when you're finished.
Wake me up when you're in the top half of the table.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good lad, Ben. Good lad.
Wow.
I'll let the Chelsea boys take it away. Oppers, as you've got the Guinness hat on, I think you've rightfully earned the first breakdown, mate. So I'll let you take it away. What was your thoughts on the game?
I was really actually looking forward to it before it kicked off. Really thinking it was the high-scoring game, and it was just everything but. It was Chelsea had 70% of the ball, wherever it was, for the whole game, and didn't really create anything. There was a few chances here and there, but I didn't think we deserved to win it. And then sort of going the other way, we weren't really troubled that much. There was a few mishaps going on at either end, but there wasn't any huge chances where either side should have taken it. So I wasn't that impressed by the game, to be honest.
Fair play. Ben, over to you, mate.
Yeah, I agree with Hops there. It kind of reminded me of the Wolves game when he was first in charge, when Tuchel first came in charge. I just thought we had a lot of possession. We just didn't really know what to do, especially in the final third. I really think we missed having maybe a central striker. I actually thought it'd be ideal for maybe Giroud, that kind of game.
Well, he hurt us last time, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I was a bit surprised to see him go with the forward formation he went with. Really, I mean, considering I know we spoke about Ziyech last time, but Ziyech and Pulisic both starting when they haven't. I don't think they've been starting so much recently. They've been coming on off the bench, so he's obviously given them a go. Bearing in mind, obviously, you've got Champions League tomorrow as well. So whether that was in his faults or not, but yeah, probably one of the worst performances since he's come in, really. Just lacked a bit of everything in the final third. Defensively, same as. I mean, you can't grumble with that, not conceding again, especially against Leeds, who are known for scoring as well. So, yeah, I mean, on the whole, another draw isn't the end of the world, but yeah, it's 2 points lost, really.
Yeah. To be honest, boys, that's pretty much going to echo what you guys have said. There's not a lot really to write home about on the game. As far as 0-0s go, though, like the actual gameplay in general was all right. It just both teams were lacking in the final third. I think both defences performed brilliantly. Like I thought Rudiger for you lot was fucking awesome. I thought he played really, really well. We just couldn't get by him. He was commanding. And likewise at the back for us, Strike and Llorente just dominated. I don't think you boys really, as much as you had a lot of the ball, you didn't really ever get in behind. There was only that one opportunity where Havertz got slid in and he hit straight at the keeper. But other than that, there weren't many clear-cut chances for you. And I think it showed a bit of maturity on our behalf because we're used to dominating possession. Like nearly every game we play in, we have the majority of the ball. Even against like Man City and Liverpool, we've had the majority of the ball. and it almost seemed as if our boys were quite happy for you lot to have it because you weren't really like going at us too much. You were quite happy and quite content knocking it about in the middle and at the back. That we were sort of like, fucking hell, this will actually do us. Because at the end of the day, a point there, especially in the run of form you boys have been on, and the same with us, a point is a good result. So yeah, I was quite happy with the point in general, but yeah, not the greatest game. I think Mendy made a couple of great saves though, boys. I want to give him a sort of bit of a shout. He made a phenomenal save from Rafinha when he was actually wrong-footed, and he tried reading where it was going. He's dived down to the right, and he with his trailing arm stuck the arm out. I thought that was fucking class. And there was another, I can't remember who it was against now. He made another really good save as well.
Did he get a touch on that one that hit the bar?
That's right, yeah, the Tyler Roberts one. Which that was some fucking effort, to be fair. He did, it was so unconventional because he sort of like floated it. It was more of a chip, like a chipped effort. And that was going in, like that was some save. He got fingertips on it and knocked it onto the bar. Yeah. So that was quality. I think he looks a good keeper, mate, to be fair.
He is doing well. Since he's come in, he's really, I think he's brought a bit of confidence to the team for the defence as well. So it's nice to see this year in comparison to last year with obviously Kepa.
Yeah, that was a shambles, wasn't he?
Yeah, and you can just see the difference. I mean, I think Silva had a big part to play when he first came as well. He just brought that a bit more confidence within the defensive unit himself. So yeah, it's good to see.
Well, I saw a stat on that. Is it Mendy, the keeper? I saw a stat on it that he's conceded less goals than games he's played, which is, or no, he's got more clean sheets or something than goals conceded.
Yeah.
That was it. So I think he's got 19 clean sheets and he's only conceded 18 goals or something like that, which is fucking ridiculous, really. Like for a keeper, that is some stat.
Yeah. So Chelsea, since Tuchel's come in, they've only conceded a couple of goals, haven't they?
Yeah.
The defence has been unreal, really, since he's come in.
You can tell he's going to want a striker in the summer because he doesn't want to play Giroud twice in a week, and he wants to play him against Atletico. And all right, Abraham's not fit, but one, he's not very good, and two, he doesn't really rate him. So he's just trying to, if he can get us to top four by the end of the season with what he's got, I think he'll go out, and he must have an eye on someone out there that he can replace him with. Because I mean, I like Giroud, I fucking love the bloke, but Abraham's not the answer. So I think you'll have someone in mind to get in the summer.
Yeah, with Giroud's age, you've sort of got to be looking to replace him, haven't you? And use him as sort of the backup. Yeah. But yeah, go on, Greg.
I was just going to say to the boys, like, I mean, that's got to be a game that you were looking at. You should have picked up points, really, innit?
Fuck off.
With the full, no, it's a good point for you. That's what I'm saying. Like, to be honest, with the form that you've been on, you would have thought that you could have gone there and even like took the 3 points, and then, as you said, Hops, it was like a bit of a drab, like, from what you've been playing like.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Greg. Yeah, they like I said, I was speaking to Tel. It's definitely 2 points lost for us, really. But we were fortunate in, like, obviously Everton losing done us a right favour. West Ham losing, which played into our hands, and also like Arsenal, and beating Tottenham, which, like, obviously Arsenal being the underdogs there.
Especially when we were the first game as well. It's like you just seeing normally in that sort of situation you drop points and then everyone else around you wins. But if your last game and everyone else loses, there's a bit of pressure on you. But if you drop points in your first game, for them results to go away for the rest, especially Everton with Burnley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Games like that to go your way.
They just can't play at home, Everton, can they?
No, they're struggling, aren't they?
Must be something to do with Liverpool, like in that area.
Yeah. The thing with you boys as well, I don't know if you've seen your next sort of 6 fixtures, but you've got a really good run now. Like, and as much as sort of like you say, like they'd look at it's probably 2 points drop because of where the teams are in stature and position in the league, form, everything. You'd have probably fancied the 3 points. But from your point of view, a point also ain't a bad result, considering your next 6 games are something like West Brom, Sheffield United, Brighton, Newcastle. Like it's all you've got all of like the shit of the league really to play. So he might have even been looking at it like, to be fair, we'll take the point.
It's not a bad point.
It ain't a bad point.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because of the sort of run that he's been on since he's come to the club, you'd looked at it and thought that's another game where we can get points. But a point ain't even a bad point. I'm not saying it like that.
No, it's not a bad point at all. I think it's more if you really want to be up there and competing for the titles, then that's when you got to be going to Ellen Road and nicking 3 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we have got some. I mean, on paper, some easier games coming up. But as we know, especially this season more than ever, that you could play bottom and get turned over. So,
mate, Sheffield United ain't turned over.
They turned us over. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's just changed so much in terms of. I mean, going back 10, 15 years when you see United win the league and you could just bank on them winning, but no, you can't trust it now. I mean, sometimes you'd rather play City on the day and do them rather than playing Sheffield United, as Carl knows.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think that our game tomorrow is by far obviously the biggest game of the season. There's no chance that we're people on the TV saying we've got a foot in the next round, all that bullshit. It's a fucking huge game. And if he spent a few extra days playing in this game and sort of not put Leeds on the back burner, but just sort of put more emphasis into this game on Wednesday than he did on that game, I understand, because it's fucking huge. If we go and score the first goal against him tomorrow, it's massive. To go in the quarterfinals of the Champions League with a team like ours is pretty big for us, I reckon.
Yeah, that's the big game of the week, isn't it, for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was secondary, which I suppose you could probably tell by the team selection with leaving out a centre forward. Because I'm sure Giroud will be playing, won't he, against Atletico? But the other thing, I do want to give Tyler Roberts a bit of credit because I fucking hammered him last week and a few of us jumped on him. But he actually had a really good game. I think he got man of the match. I think that was bullshit. I don't think he was man of the match. I think we had better players that played in the game. And to be honest, I think Rudiger was probably man of the match. He was quality. But yeah, he had a good game, Tyler. But even still, there was 2 moments in the game, and I tweeted it at the time, that sort of show the level that he needs to get to in order to become part of our team on a regular basis. And 2 times in about the space of about 2 or 3 minutes, he got played in through the middle, and he was through if only he'd got his touch right. And it happened twice in the space of 2 minutes. And all he needed to do was kill the ball and take it in his stride. And he was one-on-one with the keeper. And both times, he miscontrolled it. One time, he barely got anything on it and it just ran all the way through. And the second time, he got too much of a heavy touch on it and left it behind. And there were 2 moments that it pissed me off at the time. But it just shows, like, he's got a lot of promise, but he just needs to sharpen up in areas. And that might come with games, to be fair. But he needs to sharp up in areas to sort of get where he wants to be and where we want him to be. But in general, I thought he played all right. But yeah, we'll wrap that one up anyway, then, boys, and we'll move on to the next game. We was going to talk about Palace West Brom, but Pat's not on, so bollocks to that. So
4-2 Palace. That was fun,
4-2
wasn't it?
Palace. Yeah. So the NLD, as I keep seeing it on Twitter, and it took me about 3 days to realise what that was. North London Derby. What's all this NLD shit? What the fuck's going on? Fucking
North London Derby.
Yeah, exactly. Spell it out, you cunts.
Abbreviation.
So yeah, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. 3 happy gooners on here. So we'll start with you, Spearsy. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, I thought we dominated most of the game. It was strange the last 20 minutes because I thought we was going to fucking Arsenal it. I thought, here we go. Considering they had someone sent off as well. They started dominating. They had 4 or 5 chances then, the last 20 minutes. Just so glad to get that win. I mean, Arteta's got a great record against the bigger teams. I think he's beaten them all now. So just great to get those 3 points. And Aubameyang as well. I mean, that was the main thing for me that I want to talk about. That's him not playing. Just want to see what you other Arsenal boys think. Do you think it was the right decision to leave him out, or do you think you should have played him?
Just a quick one, boys, before you go. Was he left out because he was late?
Yeah. So
That's the rumours.
Apparently,
Is that confirmed? Confirmed. It's because he was stuck in traffic.
No, nothing's confirmed because Arteta said he would say the reason. But from his Dortmund days, he was renowned for being late a lot, and they said that was part of his disciplinary things, that people said he was a bad egg before he come. But he's been good as gold while he's been here with us. But the rumours are that he turned up late. He probably walked in halfway through Arteta's talking about some tactics, and he just thought he's got to make a stand. I reckon.
Well, is that because there's a photo doing the rounds, wasn't there, on Twitter of his car in traffic or something?
Yeah, it's
Is that
just after 12
legit,
o'clock.
or-
Yeah, yeah,
What-
it looks it. Yeah.
Why is he in his car? Why are they all not travelling to the game together?
Exactly.
COVID.
Probably not allowed.
Last time we
to
played
home
Tottenham, and we lost. There was a video of him like filling up that gleaming golden car of his in a garage, and there were some Tottenham fans giving him shit. 1-0, bro, 1-0 or 2-1, wherever it was, so yeah, he obviously drives to and from the games.
Surely that can't be his first offence. Like, you wouldn't get dropped just for your first. It would have to have happened a couple of times.
Yeah,
And
a couple of times,
with
yeah.
being club captain, it's just not on.
Exactly. Yeah. Go on, Matty.
I know what you guys know just from reading social media and whatever. Obviously, Arteta's not come out and confirmed that was the reason, but that's what it's believed to be. But you got to give him a lot of credit for that in a way. He's come out with a win and he's dropped the captain to make an example of him. And apparently, if you believe what you read, other senior players were in agreement with his decision. So I'm liking the sort of no man is bigger than the team shout from that perspective. But I have to admit, I was nervous when I saw the team sheet and I saw that he wasn't on it. But all in all, I pretty much echo what Spear said. I mean, they're meant to be and have been a better side than us for a few years now. They finished above us for the last 4 years or 5 years. And I thought we battered them for most of the game. It was only the last, like Spear said, I would say maybe 15 odd minutes when we kind of went into our shell a little bit, sort of woke up and realised that we were in the lead, and we stopped pressing and we invited the pressure on, which was annoying. But obviously Kane hitting the post and then Gabriel heading that kind of, I don't think Leno weren't saving that. He was on the floor. He wouldn't have
Some hit, wasn't it?
So yeah, that was some header. But I just wanted to give a shout out to the centre-back pairing, because often that's been a topic of conversation, that it's not been good enough, lapses in concentration. But I thought both of them were immense. They've just got to find some consistency. David Luiz never put a foot wrong in the whole game. I've just never seen a player that his form is so indifferent. Like against
Bipolar, mate.
like Olympiacos, when he gives the ball away in his own box. There you go, mate. Have a shot. Like, it's crazy. But yeah,
Especially for a player like his age and having done the career he's had, it's so strange that he can't find any consistency.
Yeah, it's like he's either like world class one game and then Sunday league the next game.
It's not even form, is it? Because it can literally be
Yeah.
in the middle of a game. He can have the fantastic first half and then just lose the plot completely.
Yeah. It's strange.
Must
but
be like a concentration thing or something.
Well, even at the height of his career, mate, like when he was at Chelsea, PSG, and do you remember in Brazil when they got dicked by Germany 7-1?
Yeah.
He was like, he was at the height of his career and he was quality at the time, like world class. People like would consider him.
Yeah.
And he would just completely like
What's the plot?
be all over the place. You'd be like, what the fuck what's he doing?
I think also as well, our left side just looked unbelievable in that game. It's probably the best I've seen it. I don't think, again, we're moving towards like the end of the season, and I still think Arteta's scratching his head and doesn't know what his best team is. Because when we had KT and Smith Rowe out there, I mean, I think Doherty's still spinning around like Kylie Minogue, mate. He didn't have a clue what was going on. He was all over the shop.
Yeah,
Didn't know where he was running, nothing. But then moved Odegaard inside. That looked quite good. Lacazette played well. So yeah, all in all, it's a good result. But they've killed themselves. I mean, the sending off, no doubt, changed the game. I mean, they never done absolutely fuck all until they scored that goal. And then I don't want to be bitter. I can't be bitter about that goal. We give teams goals every single week. I mean, that's one of the best best finishes. I think the way he took it, the way it was, how relaxed it was, like it was normal.
Class.
I mean, he's a rat cunt bastard, but yeah, fucking fair play.
You know, like you boys were caning him last week or the week before. I must admit, Lamella has always sort of flown under the radar with me. I've never sort of realised or taken notice of him being a shithouse or anything.
Oh, mate, did you see the doing off the ball?
Well, I actually
people when the ref weren't looking.
I specifically watched him this week to sort of see where you boys were coming from, and he's a fucking arsehole.
Yeah, he's filth, mate.
As soon as he come on, me and my brother looked at the odds on him to get sent off. He was like 50-1. Let's have a piece of that, and then didn't get on it. Do you hear me?
Really?
Didn't have time.
Don't surprise me. As soon as he got involved with Xhaka, that was the first incident, and then he tried to kick a couple of people off the ball when the ref weren't looking.
Yeah,
and the Tierney thing was just stupid. I mean, he didn't even have to do that. What is he doing?
Well, earlier he stuck his face, he stuck his hands into Xhaka's face earlier. He was already looking to do that. Or some commentators defend him a little bit, but he was
bizarre
earlier.
He does this week in, week out. Though. He should be sent off so much more than he actually does. Oh, I hate him. We'll come to him later. Don't worry about that.
I saw a stat before the game that I think in the last 20-something North London derbies, the away team has won once. So that might be well.
And apparently, did you see the stat where it said Tottenham have, after going in front, Tottenham have given away 45 points to Arsenal. The most any team's ever given up from a winning position.
Jesus.
Team.
You might think that there's no fans there now, so the home team might have. You say that they're only one away team sides won, but obviously with the fans there, it might get a bit on them, might give them a bit of trouble. So Corona might have helped you out a bit.
It actually surprises me that Arsenal ain't had a better season, considering they're used to playing in front of silence anyway.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, sorry, Greg, did you have something to say, mate?
What is this, an anti-Arsenal podcast?
Yeah.
Got fucking Chopper Harris down here giving it big licks. We've got fucking
just going to follow
Tony Dorigo up there giving it one.
Dorigo.
There was another stat that came out that they're still one win behind as a club than Wenger.
Wenger, yeah.
Terrible. That's
and that is total Premier League wins.
Yeah.
Wenger has
Premier
one
League.
more.
Tottenham,
Just to think.
Yes.
That's mad, isn't
Tottenham
it?
as a club are still one win behind just Arsene Wenger.
That's mad.
And all you mugs were screaming for him to get sacked.
But
no, never did.
I want to put it out there to you three. Never a pen, never.
Okay. It's fine. I'm glad we finally got a good.
Honestly, Greg,
Never. That's all I'm saying.
Care. You can look and sit here and talk about it for 20 minutes. It went in. Simple.
No, I know it obviously got given, but how can you miss the ball?
Listen, we're on the end of them decisions all the time. For one, we got it in our fucking favour. I don't care if it wasn't a penalty. Fuck off.
Obviously, yeah, but I'm just.
I saw highlight. I think it's from last season. Louise gave a penalty away against Watford. Decore shot and Louise clipped him. They gave a penalty to Watford. So exactly the same situation. I'd be gutted if it goes against us. But for like you say,
when I first saw it, it looked like he totally clattered him. And then I watched the replay and I was still going, yeah, pen. But then the more replays you watch, the more you start to think, hold on a minute, shit.
Yeah, I was the same opinion. When I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, wow, that's definitely a pen. And then we obviously had a bit of a chat in the group. Hops sort of pointed it out as to what exactly happened. But yeah, it was dodgy to say the least.
But for me, the thing that made the win even more satisfying was I was so glad to see some bullshit deflected goal from Odegaard. And
absolutely.
It weren't a penalty. I was just like, yeah, fucking have some of that.
After we deserved the win.
I mean, Kane did fuck all for 75 minutes, and then he just started to come alive. And he is a good player. I'm not going to lie. He's a very, very good striker. That free kick, obviously, it had an element of luck. That another day that could go in. But the rebound for me was just unbelievable because Leno's on the floor and Gabriel just out of nowhere just headed that. I mean, he could have gone either side, but he's hit it straight in the middle. If they would have nicked a draw, that would have been just tragic. So, fucking thank fuck that happened.
But the thing for me as well, that like you alluded to, looking at the lineups at the beginning, when Aubameyang was dropped, I was thinking, oh shit. But then I started thinking, actually, do you know what? There's been certain games where we've been struggling and Lacazette's come on. And because he just gets involved a bit more, we actually seem to play a little bit better. So I wasn't so devastated about that. But then when I looked at the Tottenham lineup, I thought, oh shit, Mourinho's going for this. He's got pure attacking.
Yeah, of course he was.
Then the way they played with that attacking talent, it was just atrocious.
Yeah, that's what he does, though, isn't he? That's what he
Burnley
does.
did more against us than they
played
did.
them at Spurs. They just sat and waited to hit us on the break. Obviously, Son going off for them has absolutely killed them. But Bale, he deserves a mention. He was fucking shit.
Him and Doherty were.
I think
He's just he targeted them. He targeted the left-hand side. He Doherty and Bale and thought, that's it.
Yeah, Doherty is absolutely.
Yeah, he's not Tottenham level at all. He's got to go.
Him and Davis are having a muck off between them.
He was left 2-on-1. Bale didn't help him out one bit.
Nah, he's just not. He was on holiday, wasn't he, Bale?
Got one of the most attacking left backs in the league.
KT.
KT. Plus the midfielder.
Leave KT out of it.
2-on-1. It's 2-on-1. He was pretty much fucking. He was bound to be fucking jank.
Have you boys got anything else you want to put out there for the Arsenal game before?
I just want to say one more thing because I know Ben's got to go bed in a minute. What do you think about Pepe? Do you think he's better as more of an impact player, or would you like to see him start? That's to the other. Well, anyone who wants to answer the question.
I'd like to see him start. How about that pass for the penalty? I mean, he's passed 4 or 5 of their players with that pass.
The weight of the ball was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah, it was very good. But obviously, maybe Saka's due a spell on the sidelines now because he got taken off injured. So he probably will be starting there.
Well, it's him or Willian, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Back of the queue.
Weldy Bill. Yeah.
I'll rate him, Pepe.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, but yeah, on that with Pepe, listen, you can't spend that sort of money for an impact player.
No,
how's Martial getting on? Right.
No, hey, what we paid for Martial is 20 million less than you boys. Martial
hang on. Time out. Pepe scored more goals than him this season, didn't he? Surely. No?
I'd say so.
Talk about
goals and assists.
Carry on, boys. I'll look it up while you moan at each other.
Let him look at. No, what I'm saying is, you're asking if you think he should be an impact player.
No,
you can't spend You can't spend that sort of money on someone who goes.
You didn't listen to the question. You didn't listen to the question. I said, is he better as an impact player, or is he better as a starter? That was my question.
They also didn't pay 70 million outright. That's on drip, bruv.
Yeah, that's on loan from Lloyd's.
They're still overpaying. You're still overpaying for that player. Like
he hasn't performed the price tag.
Everyone knows that.
That's what I'm saying. For me, you can't. The money you put on him, he has to be. He has to start. He has to be that player that can make a difference for you in games. Not it's 1-1. Hour out there and see what you can do. That's not what you. That's what you pay like your fucking. Yeah, you get your that's what you get. That's what you get your Thiagos on a free for and things like that. Like to try and change games.
Yeah, that's not in dispute. That's not in dispute for the money that he paid. The money that we paid. I don't think that's in dispute. You'd want to see him start if you're shelling out that price tag.
Yeah,
but he still doesn't look like Arteta's having him to start. So
he was bought, no doubt, to start. He was supposed to be like the like a match winner, but obviously it ain't turned out like that. And I agree, like Matt. Sometimes I've seen when he's come on as a sub, he seems to have a better time of it and seems to give.
Yeah, that was basically what I was getting at.
Yeah, and obviously when they bought him, you didn't know that you're going to get people like Smith Rowe and Saka come through as good as they have been, and then when you're it's never been harder to be a manager, and they're going to play with the people who's getting them the results.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go with a team who you think is going to get the best result out of it.
Yeah,
they ain't been doing that, has he?
So, boys, I've got the stats up. Martial and Pepe. Martial's played 22 Premier League games this season.
Yeah,
and he's got how many goals, Kyle?
Not going to be a lot. He's going for an absolute drought.
I was talking.
How many do you reckon?
8 tops.
8?
You've got a Billy Bowden.
How about season of his life last year? He probably only got 8.
Martial divided by 2.
He got about 19, 20 last year. He had a good season. Him and Rashford were literally fighting for each other, weren't they? So yeah, go on. What's Pepe got?
He's got 4 goals this season, Martial. Pepe's played 20 games. He's got 5.
In the league.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So Pepe must be in double figures then.
You're on mute.
For a winger, 1 in 4 ain't terrible.
Martial plays more than Pepe, I would say, as well.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, but he's been injured a lot, to be fair. He ain't really...
He's played more games.
Only just, come on.
He's played 2 more games. How many of Pepe's are sub appearances?
Because he's shit. That ain't my problem.
What's the assist saying?
If he can't get ahead of a fucking free transfer Willian at 34 years old, that ain't my problem.
Yeah, Willian don't start every week, does he?
Someone starts there. Let's throw another name then. Who?
Saka.
Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, Odegaard can play out there.
Another free transfer and Smith Rowe is starting.
Yeah. Arsenal are 10th and United are 2nd. You can't even compare the two teams.
Thank you, Ben.
That's not the debate. The debate is between Martial and Pepe, not
the team game now, isn't it?
The better side of Man United because the league don't lie, but that's not the debate.
But it's like saying we've got
levels
on the bench. Yeah, ain't like
I'm confused here. We were debating between Pepe and Martial, and now it's gone to who's the better club. All right.
Oh, I love it. It's brilliant.
Where's Havertz gone?
Greg, was it you who asked about assists?
Well, yeah, I was just good because you're going on about goals. I'm just.
Well, Pepe's got none, and Martial's got 3.
It's still
of course, it's even Stevens then.
What about all competitions? I'd be interested to see that.
Right. So all competitions. Pepe's played 36 games, and he's got 8 goals and 3 assists. And in them 36 games, he's played 1,500 minutes. Martial has played 42 games, and he's got 7 goals, 5 assists, and he's played 2,330 minutes.
Shit.
I'll see you later.
There's not a lot of difference, is there, really?
There's a difference.
Considering Martial's playing in a much better team as well.
He's had a lot more years to adjust to the Prem, Martial.
All right. If we're going on player versus player, who's won more trophies? How has it even got to this?
No, but that's just lucky. That's just lucky playing for a club.
Ben, I'm starting to love
still
you
be a good
more than I've
player,
ever loved you in my life.
Do you support Man United, Ben, by the way? Just ask me.
He just hates Arsenal, so any argument that is against Arsenal...
I'm just trying to mix up the debate a bit, that's all.
There was no debate to be mixed up. It was Martial or Pepe, and that was it. There
Wait,
weren't
Man United
who won the Premier League in 1995. It weren't all that. Because you wouldn't be involved then, would you, either? Roman was still flying over trying to find Stamford Bridge then, wasn't he?
As Man United and Arsenal in the Champions League this year, anyway.
Yeah, great.
Right, well, let's draw a line under the NLD, as we'll now call it.
Wow.
And as Martial was on the conversation, we'll move over to your boys, Kyle. So, Man United 1, West Ham 0. Talk to me, Jonesy.
Yeah, beers every podcast or what?
Yeah, I'm all over it.
I see Trevor's fled.
Another Paddy's Day cheers.
Where's Strug at, by the way?
West Ham got beat. He's not turned up.
Yeah, no. Well, on that game, worried about going into it. Obviously, with our form, it's very inconsistent. I thought well, it is, but it is, isn't it?
Second in the league. This is.
I'm not worried about that. No, I'm just saying I was worried going into the game, but I think we controlled the game. I was never really too worried about, but I think that's down to good old Moisey, to be fair. I mean, he went ultra negative against us. I mean, I couldn't believe what was like. Yeah, when I set up Ben Rama on the bench, and I'm thinking, fuck it up. At the end of the day, I think United are there to be got at, to be fair, in our current state. But yeah, I just don't think West Ham even bought. I think West Ham was at best, was just wanting to draw out the game, which I think helped us a little bit. I just feel like we controlled the game, defended very well, to be fair. Again, I want to big up Luke Shaw. The boy is unreal. Like, he's all-round play. He's defending and attacking just 10 out of 10. But it's just, yeah. Oh, it was nice. I knew it would be a tight game. I didn't expect us to go and fucking batter them. I knew it wouldn't be that, but yeah,
What was
more than
your,
happy, really.
What was your pairing at centre back? He was playing.
Maguire and Lindelof, and listen, Lindelof's some thin fucking ice for me this season. I've really had enough of him. But again, when they play like that, it's good. This is why, for me, in the summer transfer window, I think we're not great at the back, but we don't concede many goals. I think we need to maybe buy a bit more game, like in the centre midfield, because for me, Fred, he's a great player. But he's a squad player for the club of United size and where we want to go. That he cannot be your first choice centre midfielder.
Oh, he's not a great player, mate.
Well, he lost 60 million or something.
50 odd, I think. Yeah, it's just no. I like what he does. I like what he does in there, Fred. But his ball distribution and things like an all-round play is just. I was thinking about it when I was watching. I'm thinking the days where we've had like Keane, Scholes, Carrick, and people like that. We've got fucking Fred and McTominay now. And I'm a big fan of McSauce, but cheers.
Fuck off with this McSauce. It's not catching on. I'm not having it.
I'm a big fan of him, right? But I feel like he's ahead of Fred for me. So that's what I'm saying. So like I'm happy to bin Fred and he'd be a squad player. But I think if we can go and get like a Jadon Sancho and a good old centre forward, number 9.
Is that Guinness kicking in or what?
Well, I've got to go to bed.
A second pizza in the oven.
Need to line this stomach a bit more. Hey, I want our targets to strengthen the squad there. But listen, with the 3 points, it was big with Leicester winning 5-0. It was massive just to get the 3 points and go back second, and we've got a bit of a nice little gap now between us and 4th or 5th place. So I'd like to think we're halfway there now, just getting that top 4. So yeah, all right, really not the best of games, I suppose, for the neutrals to watch. It wasn't over exciting, but yeah.
Greg, did you have something to come in with there, mate?
I just wanted to know why you're so contradicted of yourself. You're like, we're not the best at the back, but we don't concede a lot of goals. So, what are you saying?
Can't be that bad, then, can it?
Fred's a great player. No, he's not, Carl. No, he's not. No, you're right.
Must have been that centre.
No, I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but I want that.
All right, you fucking broke a record here.
I'll say it.
Fred Elliott again.
Emil Heskey.
I was a big fan of Corrie growing up. He was one of my favourites, didn't he?
Yeah, you can tell that by your body. Fucking hell. Oh,
what are you saying? Because it's so contradictory.
No, listen, we're not great at the back. I know we don't concede much, but we have our games where them two suspects, and that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking of the Vidic trio, them sort of that sort of partnership. You was confident going into any game, but I'm not at the moment. Maguire's slow. Fuck off! You're shit. You're shit.
Vidic got a fucking shit scared every time Torres turned up.
Yeah, but what against just him?
Just saying.
We dominated English football then when Torres was about.
Greg, Carl don't remember then. He was a Palace fan back then.
Yeah, no. But
to be fair, on his t-shirt.
Torres had success when he went to Chelsea, not you fucking shitters. He had one
He won the Champions League at Chelsea.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, without playing, that's a joke.
What a lad.
It's a bit of a shame struggling on, to be fair, because the run that they've been on, and he's been chirpy as, and I just wanted to see what he was saying, because it's a shame that they played like that, because if they had actually played how they've been playing,
they did.
Well, I suppose what did they really miss Jay Lings that bad?
No, they played Mark Noble, and it was just a waste.
He was
player.
awful.
I could have done what he done, just nothing, absolutely nothing.
Me and Strug were texting throughout the game, and Strug actually picked up on Noble being a bit of a weakling, and I thought, do you know what though? Because our midfield is not over the map, but with both McTominay and Fred both sitting, I thought Mark Noble might be all right here, to be fair, because he probably ain't going to do a lot. And within about 5 minutes of saying that, Mark Noble's running around like a fucking Dave Pennells, ain't got a fucking screw what's going on. He's blowing. I'm like he looked fucked, and I text like, yeah, you ain't wrong. He needs to be dragged immediately because Mark Noble is Finnish, and
Is
I don't
he
mean
number 15 Noble?
16, wasn't he?
Ah, Premier League.
But he was bad. He was awful, and they've given him another year contract. I mean, that is just down to loyalty, isn't it? That's just down to thanks for your services.
Yeah, next year. Retired at the end of the season, no?
And the next season.
That was a testimonial.
For me, that man
balance, all right.
He's a liability. I think that proper disjointed their midfield by bringing him in. I think Rice and Souček they're pretty up there with the best in the league, to be fair, as a pairing.
They're very good. Well,
and I feel like bringing him in just totally ruined that whole dynamic of them. That'd have been better off just being in Noble, playing Ben Rama, just playing with the same sort of way, just keep attacking. Or even Lanzini, just keep playing the same sort of way you've been playing. It really fucked him up.
There was no one near Antonio, was there? It was just it was so like gappy. It was unreal.
Yeah, which suits us because again, Fred and McTominay are just going to be there with that gap. They just got time. It was just. I say the game was fucking easy. I think. But,
yeah, they didn't really bother you too much, did they?
No,
not
at all.
Well, yeah, let's draw a line under that game anyway. Strug's not here to sort of give us the West Ham point of view. And we move on to last night's game. Wolves 0, Liverpool 1. Greg, you've won a game.
Yes, we're on the fuck? I've won a game.
How does it feel?
Oh, mate. I mean, it's to end the drought. I mean, yeah.
Fucking hell.
To end the drought, it's good. Yeah, it's good, mate. But
is this the first Liverpool win since we started the podcast?
I think so.
It's not in Europe.
It'll be their week. It's going to be their week, and this is the one. Finally.
Yeah, and I went for a draw on the hope that we were going to get a win. So I didn't win any points in the old Dakar, but we got a win, so I'm happy. But I think we rode our luck. Like we still weren't, we still weren't like our best. We still rode our luck a lot. I mean, the penalty was a bit dubious. Like Alisson, I don't know if any of you saw it. None of you saw it,
mate. I won't watch Wolves play. They're the most boring team ever.
He kind of dropped. He dropped a cross and sort of like barged into one of their players. It was dubious. It could have been. It couldn't have. Like, do you know what I mean? It was one of them. And that was early on, 0-0. So that could have changed the game. But there was, I mean, it was good in parts. Good little link up in little bits, but it's still, Thiago gave the ball away quite a bit, but they didn't offer loads, they didn't offer a lot, but they still, in bits with Adama, like his pace and everything, Neto, but yeah, I mean, it's one of them. Like, we kind of was okay, but dominated possession again, but just a nice little link up then just on half time and got the goal. Jota, keeper may have done a little bit better, but I'll take the win, mate, to be honest. Like we definitely in the second half opened up a bit more and it was a little bit better. Again, the link up was okay, and the Ox came on and looked a bit sharp, but that's, with him, it's one of them. It's like he gets himself fit, he gets himself sharp, and then all of a sudden he's injured again. And then
the problem we had at Arsenal.
Yeah, and that's it. It's just I was having this chat with an Arsenal fan, and it's like you love him, and he gets himself to a point, and then he'll get injured, and then it's just the same old story. And now he's been out for quite a while, and then obviously he's come back now. He looked sharp last night, but you just can't rely on how long he's going to be like that. But if he can stay fit, then obviously he's a good player. But
It's a weird one with Ox, isn't it? Because he's got all the ability there, mate. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't know how old he is now. Was he mid to late 20s?
28, I think.
That's the thing. He's not young anymore, is he? It's getting to that stage now where it's pretty much.
But when he first came over, when he first transferred over and that, and he kept himself fit and that, he was playing quite a lot, and he at some points looking like a bit of a well beater getting. And I was like, we've had a steal here.
Well, was it City? He scored that screamer.
Yeah, it's a banger. Yeah, it's a banger. But then he done well in Europe and that as well. And but then again, it's just that first injury again, and then it's set him back, and then he comes back, and it's another injury, and it's just the same sort of cycle.
He's one of those ones you always think of him as like a young player or someone who's trying to get to their peak, and then you just look around and you realise, hold on a minute, you're at your peak, or he's
actually he's peaking now.
Reminds me a little bit like Walcott. Like Walcott had a lot better injury record, to be fair, but you always look at him as improving and never the finished article, and then you realise eventually, that was it.
I don't think he'll ever realise his full potential because of the injuries. Blighted by them, but I can't believe we never used him in a more central role when he was with us. Then he was bent on playing him out wide, and I think he would in the middle. He liked to tackle as well.
Yeah,
strong player,
physically strong. I just couldn't see why he wouldn't have him in the middle.
He's got it on, mate.
Your run to the Champions League, he was brilliant in that Champions League run you had, where you won it.
He's another one. If he could have kept himself fit, mate, he would have been there or thereabouts for England and played a lot.
He'd have been a starter for England, no doubt.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just a shame because I know they're going to Arsenal, but you've had a couple of players like that, and obviously he's come to us now. But like you have had a few players like that, where your Wiltshires, your Chamberlains, and that. If they had kept themselves fit, mate, them two players would have been well beaters. I remember seeing Jack Wilshere, mate, against Brazil for England, and the geezer was immense. He was the best player on the pitch. And there was everyone, whoever you wanted to say for Brazil, Neymar, fucking Coutinho, the lot, and he just outplayed the whole lot of them. He was unreal, but it's a shame for him. His career's a bit shit, isn't it? But
I'll always like the Ox as well, because quite a few years ago, probably about 7-8 years ago now, I went to UFC in London, and I paid for cage side seats, and I was sitting next to Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kieran Gibbs, and there was quite a few of the Arsenal players there. You had Bentner, Podolski, quite a few of them all sitting around, but they weren't all together. But Ox was like directly next to me, and then Kieran Gibbs was the seat across. And it must have taken me like about an hour before I even realised Ox was next to me. And I started chatting with him. He's a lovely bloke. And he was absolutely ripping the piss out of Kieran Gibbs. I took a selfie with him, and Gibbs weren't smiling. He was giving it like the old trying to look cool bollocks. And Ox was like giving it a proper smile. And I was like, come on, Kieran, smile, mate. And he started roasting him down. Now he's not going to smile because he can't get called up for England. And he was hammering him. He had wicked banter. And I was like, I love this fellow. He's fucking diamond. Like, he was a proper good lad.
I thought you was going to tell the story of Boxley Bamelin. I was going to say, hey, a few years ago in the Beverley, we had the Boxley Bamelin.
Yeah, that geezer was a wrong one, mate. He don't deserve airtime.
That night was famous for many other reasons.
Oh God, yeah.
That was just the start.
To stay off the podcast.
Still paying.
Going back to the game, obviously, there was an incident with Patricio, and there was a little bit on Twitter today. He obviously added you till.
Rui Patricio did.
No, Lolo, and he just put it out there, like he's just said, is this the right way to keep going with not putting the flag up? And because a few people have got injured now, but I sort of said after I had a chat with Kyle as well, sort of thing. He's done exactly. The linesman's just done exactly what he's being told to leave it down. And yes, there is a few times now when people have got injured, but you can get injured at any time, any point. So it's just one of them.
And it was close. It wasn't like he was 2 meters off. Yeah, it was like stupid. Should have put his flag up. It was close. Imagine if he goes and scores and he sticks his flag up and you go back, you fucking mug, stick your flag up.
Do you know the thing that is weird about that though is because they've been tasked with you keep your flag down if it's tight, blah blah blah. in the Leeds Chelsea game, there was a couple of occasions where we was on the attack, and it was tight, and the flag went up.
Yeah.
And I was like, hang on, I thought they would like let it go, because it's one of them now. When you're watching a game, you sort of like, well, we'll see how it plays out. If something comes of it, like, and you're like, then you think, fuck it, I hope they go back and he's on or whatever. But they flagged, and then when they went to it, it was one of them where the lines would have come out.
Yeah.
And you think, hang on, like if you're going to be leaving your flag down, that's fine, but you have to all do it and all of the time.
Yeah. I just find it hard at the minute. Like, they are being told to do that, and like what Chris said, if they get it wrong and they stop a goal scoring opportunity, that's what the game's about. Like,
True,
so there'd be more uproar than that happening than leaving the flag and someone, because injury doesn't happen every time. It's happening. It's happened a couple of times now where people are now talking about it. It wasn't never getting talked about before. It could still happen at any time.
The ones that are more of an issue is when they're fucking 15 yards offside.
Yeah.
And they let it go, and you're like, fucking hell, everyone can see it's offside. Just put your fucking flag. You can see all the defenders are like, any chance.
The ones that are tight, leave your flag down, let the play go, and then VAR can sort it out. But the ones that are
miles offside, it's like, just fucking throw your flag up. And they like wait until he touches the ball, and you're like, fucking hell.
It's like what I said today, that before VAR, the lines 99% of the time, the linesman would always get the correct call.
Yeah.
The only technology that I thought should have come into the game was goal line technology, and it came in, and it works fine. The watch
just ask Villa.
But the watch beats off. Do you know what I mean? The linesman can keep up with play. 99% of the time, the linesman keeps up with play, and he gets the correct call. Very rarely were they wrong. Ask him to catch up with the ball and see whether it's gone over the line. It's impossible.
Well,
hence why you needed goal line technology. But VAR, you don't need VAR for fucking offsides. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous.
Well, I still think that a good, like, and people moan about it and that, but I still think the better way of going about it is how a lot of the sports have done, with giving each team challenges. And if, like, whatever decision is made, if they flag, if they don't flag, if you think that was a foul or whatever, you know when you're on the pitch. If he pulled my shirt back and I couldn't get to the ball, you know all of these little things. If each team has like 2 challenges in a game, then you go, ref, fucking refer that to VAR because he's dragged me back there. That's why he got the jump on me or whatever. I think that's a better way of doing it, rather than them checking every single fucking decision, because it's becoming a game where you can't celebrate a goal. You can't even, I don't even really get down now when a goal goes in until about 5 minutes after, because I'm like, oh, maybe it's got to be something. Like, do you know what I mean?
There was one that really pissed me off on the weekend. I think it was the Palace. Was it the Palace penalty?
What, you watched it? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, it was all that was on. Coronation Omnibus had finished. There was they thought it was a penalty, so they was going to overturn it, but they spent like 2 minutes checking the offside. While that 2 minutes was going on, why is the ref standing in the middle of the pitch looking at his watch? Why is he not over checking the decision out? So if they go, right, he's onside, can you check it?
They know
he's not standing in the middle of the penalty area talking to Gary Cahill. Just
going here, Gary, do you remember that Rafinha nutmeg? That was good, wasn't it? Go on, Greg.
But just going on it, like, I know we've touched on it before as well. What it stands for, VAR, Video Assistant Referee. So he's an assistant. He's not running the game. It's there to help, not run the game. The way we're implementing it, or the way that it's being implemented in the league, it's running the games. You might as well get rid of the referee and just have VAR at the game, and then on the tannoy, have them coming over the tannoy. Right, stop, foul, because you might as well not have a ref in the fucking game, because he's not doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Ben, we'll come to you next, but before we do, the other thing that we've got to take into account is, at the moment, there's no crowds in. The crowds are going to be hostile as fuck Because I don't know, like a few of you have been to games where VAR is being implemented. I've not in this country, but I've been to a game in Italy when VAR was implemented, and it is so fucking confusing because you have no idea what they're checking. And then all of a sudden something's been done, and you're like, what the fuck? So it's going to kick off big time when these things are happening with crowds are back. But yeah, go on, Ben.
Everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, just touching on what you just said, I've been to a couple of games where you're waiting, and I mean, there's a couple of screens at Chelsea, one at either end, like there is at most grounds nowadays, and you're just looking at the screen waiting. So all them days of just jumping around, celebrating, enjoying the moment, you're waiting for that, and then
kissing random blokes.
Oh, exactly. It's all the things you want to do, and then at the moment it says no goal. The opposition supporters have got such a buzz, like they've just scored. Yeah, and it's like, and that gives so much momentum to the other team.
Yeah,
like you can't. It's too much for me. It's too much. It gives an advantage to the opposition too much. Like it's not going to change. They're going to keep using it, but it spoils it for me in that respect. But what I was going to say is, and I might be being a bit naive and it's a bit stupid, but like we all play a bit of FIFA here and there. Like, how is it not possible to computerize the game from it being live on telly and decisions be made? Like, yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know if any of you can explain how they can't computerize it live in while like at Stockley Park or wherever they do it and make the decision like that.
Especially offsides when they're so fucking annoying.
Because it works on. I know it's a bit silly saying it works on FIFA, but it does work on FIFA. Yeah.
The only thing I'd say is, I think, didn't Terry, you come up with something like, if they had a track down the side of the pitch with a camera that went up and down,
like they do in athletics,
the line would, whether the defence is on an angle or not, the straight line across the pitch never changed. Yeah. That would never change. So you would never get the wrong call.
Yeah. Because that, like I said,
where he's drawing lines from. Where is he drawing the line from? How can he know that that's square?
Because it's almost sometimes like the camera's based on the corner flag, and the line of like where the offside's been played is only 10 yards inside the half, and it's like that's not an accurate like representation of the general line.
The lines on the pitch, they're only done by someone on a lawnmower. How do you know that they're fucking straight?
Exactly, they can't go by that. That's why they either need to set up multiple cameras down the side, or have one like on rails. Or I don't know if you've seen, they have it in rugby a lot. That it's like, I don't even know what they call it, but it's like a camera on a fucking fishing line.
Does it?
Yeah, and it fucking goes all over the pitch. That gives you a fucking bang over it. Like, have that.
Yeah, you know and then have a chip. And then fuck all this armpit offside shit. Have a chip that's in their chest, like in a chest piece or on the badge or something, that you have to be offside from your neck or your onside. And if it's ahead of the defenders or whatever, then that's the camera picks it up.
They've got all these vests now that
exactly,
do all the running and stuff. Like they clock all their kilometres, what they've run and everything. Why can't that be everyone wear that and then
that's the marker. That's where you measure.
You get hit by the laser.
Yeah.
But come next season, it will probably change again, won't it?
100%.
It's not going to be the same as it is now, is it?
The sleeve rule is a fucking show.
Bullshit, mate.
It's ridiculous.
All it needs is a team to do.
Someone's got short arms.
Well, all it needs is a team to do what Cameroon done back 15 years ago. Wear vests.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Vest.
Wear vest kit. Oh, we can't be offside on my sleeve. No, it's up here, mate. You can't. I'm on side. Sorry. No. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's draw a line under that one anyway, because we're going down a fucking rabbit hole here of VAR and refs again every week.
Every fucking week. I thought VAR would stop all this shit.
Yeah, it's made it worse, mate. At least you'd like before. No, I'm not getting into it. We move on. You nearly lured me in again, Jonesy.
Hashtag VAR out.
We won't do any predictions this week, boys, because there's only about 3 or 4 games this weekend. So it's not enough to do it. So we'll do that the following week when we come back, and we'll go over this week's points and whatever.
Doing them on my own, or no?
Was that?
need a correct score, mate. Any chance of me doing
Yeah, do your own one to see what you get.
Good, ain't got one.
But we are still going to crown our baller of the week and our donkey of the week. So I am going to start us off with, what should we start with, boys? Baller or donkey? What do you reckon?
Baller.
Baller.
We'll start with baller then. Right. I'm going to go with Kelechi Iheanacho as my baller of the week. To be honest with you, mate, well, he's bagged that trick, but I've rated Iheanacho. I remember when he came through at City, I thought he was going to be like the next fucking superstar. I thought he was going to be like Aguero level. He had a bit about him. But he just, I don't know what happened, and he seems to have like fell down a pecking order at Leicester. He might now, sort of Vardy's getting a bit older, he might slowly start creeping in. But I like Iheanacho, and he's shown he's got a bit about him. And yeah, fucking fair play to him getting an hat-trick. And I see his interview after as well, and he seemed a really fucking grounded, humble, good fella. Do you know what I mean? Which is rare in football of nowadays. So yeah, fair play to him. So I've gone with Iheanacho. Kyle, we'll go with you next, mate.
Yeah, basically the same as you, mate. To be fair, just he's had a bit of a tough time in a way because again he burst onto the scene a bit, and everyone, I think there was a lot of expectancy with him, and he sort of it started to fizzle out really. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't even starting for Leicester too much, but again, I think back to the story about him as well. Like his mum died and all that on the foot. Like there was a lot of stats about the 14th or so. Don't he wear 14 as well or something like that? Or
yeah.
He does.
I think his shirt number, and there was just there, and obviously he scored the hat trick, his first hat trick on the 14th. So a nice little story, and fair play to him. You know, he's kept on plugging away. He's getting his chance, and yeah, I mean, yeah, fair play to him. Well done, Kelechi. Cheers, mate.
Greg, you next, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few that I thought that had quite a good weekend actually. I thought Dwight McNeil done quite well.
Oh, what a goal!
His goal was unreal. And then Lamella was right up there until he fucking went and fucked it. So
cut.
But yeah, no, you can't look past the hat trick, mate. I mean, it wasn't the most amazing hat trick, but he was in the right place at the right time, and he's in a little bit of a purple patch at the minute, yeah. And as you say, like he's had a bit of trouble, and he seems to, at the minute, it's clicked in his head. I think that playing next to Vardy as well is obviously helping him. But if it does click, the fact that Vardy's, he's probably not on his way out, but he's going to be slowing down within the next year or two, and he can really take the mantle for Leicester. So
100%.
Yeah, so I think it's slowly getting there in his head, I think, as well. And obviously he's in a purple patch. So yeah, he's done really well. So it's a good weekend for him, mate. So him.
Benji.
Yeah, it's a bit boring, but same in Nacho. I see him. I think he scored. He did score last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just. I mean, obviously they blitzed Sheffield United, but he just looked class. And I was pleased for him, really. So yeah, well done.
Boyle.
Yeah, Iheanacho again. Well, yeah, it was always my choice. I think, yeah, he looks like a player that can score all sorts of types of goals as well. He doesn't look like he's a fox in a box. He looks like he's got a bit about him in terms of in the air or on the floor. And when you watch, obviously, and Match of the Day breaks everything down and they analyse his runs, he seems to know where he needs to be at the right time. Like he hangs on the shoulder and he like pings off, and he's always aware of where Vardy is or where Tielemans is or whoever's feeding him in the ball. But yeah, that was a nice touch, obviously dedicating the goal to his mum. And yeah, well done, mate.
Hoppers.
Yeah, I'm going with the same.
Oh, you normally go against the grain when it's...
Yeah, I normally go someone who scored against Liverpool, but I really thought Leicester would struggle without Maddison and Barnes, but all right, it was only Sheffield United, but he seemed to step up to the plate, and like you boys said, very humble and great interview after the game, so I'm going to go for him.
Fair play. Spearsy.
No one's going against this, surely.
I'm going to give Jamie Vardy for me. Just as Hoppers mentioned, no Barnes or Maddison. So Vardy stepped up and a couple of assists for him. So yeah, I'll give it to Jamie Vardy, seeing as you've all gone Iheanacho.
And Vardy should get it just for that story that came out about the day before or the morning of the game where he scored the 11th goal in a row against Man United. And he was did he drink a bottle of port or something?
Yeah, the night before, yeah.
What an absolute Sunday League legend, the fella.
His roommate said that they had a bottle of port, and whoever it was, can't remember who, he said he had a very small, modest glass and basically
cut the rest
off.
And then went and bagged the 11th goal in a row.
Yeah, got up and set the record. What a guy.
Imagine him in the early days, wherever he was playing, just him on a night out and a weekend. Tiote ironed, boot cuts on, and just having it live to the dance floor with a fishbowl on his own.
Did you see the picture that that came out of him in an interview?
Yeah, on Sunday, like when he was at Stocksbridge.
Yeah, he had a hoodie, tight fucking in, and he had like checkered shorts on.
Paul Bristow specials.
He's horrific.
We've all played against kids like him as well in Sunday League and amateur football, like. And last but not least, Dave Scott.
Yeah, I was pretty close to choosing Iheanacho as well, same reasons. And I was taken by surprise with his interview. Like you said, he seems like a nice fella. But I went for McNeil from Burnley in the end for his goal. And mainly because Sheffield were absolute horseshit, really. But it was quite an important game for Burnley to get that win against Everton. And he come up with some real goods at the right time. So that's why I went with McNeil.
Fair enough, mate. The thing with McNeil was, I had in my head he was a paddy for some reason, probably because of the Mac. But he's fucking English, isn't he? He's in the under-21.
Yeah, I thought he was about 30 as well. Yeah, in the under-21 championship.
He's some player.
Would you have him at Leeds, Tel? Would you have him at Leeds?
100%.
I actually think it'd be a good signing for you.
Yeah, I think he would. I'd 100% have him. I think he's got a bit of fan. I think he could play in the 10 as well.
21, something like that?
Yeah, I think he's 2021. Yeah, he's a good player. Great goal.
He's even better than I thought he is. If he's only 21, he's even better than I thought he was. Like he's a 7-year-old Irishman.
He won't be at Burnley long with skills like that, mate. Okay, no chance.
He's another one of them blokes that I could be standing next to him in a pub in somewhere and I wouldn't know who he was. Yeah. It's like the whole of Burnley's team. Stand next to fucking Ben Mee in a pub and just had no idea the bloke's name.
It's so true, isn't it?
Yeah, all the names, you just had no idea what they look like.
Oh, God. Dave,
did the other boys send theirs in?
What's that?
Did the other boys send theirs in, or they didn't?
No, Strug didn't, but it doesn't matter with it anyway. And Pat's no longer on the pod, so fucking. So that is landslide, boys. Kelechi Iheanacho with Baller of the Week, thoroughly deserved. Dave, we'll stick with you, mate, with your nomination for Donkey.
There's a few for me. I mean, I would love to give it to, as you coined the phrase, Tel, I've got to give you credit, but, you know, I mean, Lamela was close to getting Baller and Donkey. He could have been the first Bonky.
If we ever get a Bonky of the Week, that's the one, mate.
I would have loved to give it to Lamela and also Bale because he got substituted early and his face was just a picture. But because unfortunately I watched it, the Newcastle game. I was just watching and they're in desperate need of something to save them, and then they're pinning their hopes on like Joe Linton.
You must have been bored, Dave. Fuck me.
Joe Linton is just the worst footballer I think I've ever seen.
£42 million as well.
Absolutely shit. Like whatever.
Brucey would be upset, mate. Brucey would be upset.
Is he still living around yours, Matty? Can we get him on tonight?
Yeah. What do you think of Joe Linton, Brucey?
You know. He's cost a lot of money. He's come in. He's done absolutely fuck all. Yeah, that's about it.
Fresh from Brucey's mouth there. Well, thanks, Brucey. Back to you, Matty. Anyway, what's your opinions on him?
What's what? I missed all of that. What's my donkey?
What's your opinion on Joe Linton?
Well, it's not Joe Linton. I can't see past Lamela. It's just funny, really. The way he gave it such big licks when he scored that goal, like he just won the fucking World Cup. All right, yeah, it was a hell of a finish. And behind him, Regulion's giving it all that. and then he just got sent off. What an absolute cunt! Fucking great.
So yours is Lamella, yeah?
Yeah, but like, Gareth Bale wasn't far behind him, I have to say. I think I probably should have even given it to Bale because he just weren't involved.
Hollow man, invisible.
Time he was on the pitch that led up to the first goal, but apart from that, he was rubbish, complete rubbish. But yeah, Lamella.
Sweet. Dave, yours was Joe Linton, yeah?
Joe Linton, yeah.
Yeah. A quick one on this. I was actually talking about Joe Linton with a fella at work the other day. Basically, like, I don't get how he justified that sort of price tag.
What was it, 25 million or 30 million?
I think it was 40 million.
40.
He was dear. 40. He was dear. Yeah.
And how many goals has he scored for Newcastle?
Well, because I actually had these stats up because I looked at it and thought he must have been one of these. I know he was playing in Austria before. He must have been one of these that bagged like fucking 20 odd goals.
G'day, mate.
In like
Austria, you fuck.
Married at first sight, Austria. Different ball game.
That's absolutely killed me.
Yeah, so he was playing in Austria and then in Germany, and I thought, oh, he's one of these that's going to be like 20 odd goals in 30 games, so he's justified that price tag. His goal scoring record was shocking beforehand.
Yeah,
as well.
he's never been a goal scorer ever.
So his last 2 seasons before he joined Newcastle was Rapid Vienna on loan, and he played 31 games and scored 8 goals. And then for Hoffenheim, he played 28 games and scored 7 goals. It's not a £40 million price tag on that.
No.
Perhaps whoever was managing said, go and sign this bloke called Joe Linton. And they went, fucking right, let's go and get him. And they went out and found this bloke called Joe Linton, and they bought him, and he's absolutely...
No, that's not him. He's a Scottish fella. Plays for
Maybe they thought they were signing 2 players, Joe and Linton.
Joe Linton, the geezer down the road.
20 million each deal, I don't know. Or, if he was from Austria, it would have been Thomas Hitzelsberger, who plays for the Surf Club on Sundays.
And his record since being at Newcastle, yeah. So this weekend was his 70th game for Newcastle. And he scored a grand total of 7 goals.
He should have gone for Pepe.
And only 3 of them have been in the Premier League.
You'd be 40.
But even had several opportunities when he was coming in from the side to just do a short pass and set someone up like in the 6-yard, but he can't even do that. And I mean, Alan Shearer was tearing him to pieces on Match of the Day. Like he just picked the wrong he got 3 options, wrong pass every time. Wrong. It's just awful.
Can you imagine being Shearer, though, someone who is an unbelievable striker, thinking that is now up front at my club? Wow.
That's the new number 9, like I was.
What centre?
He was probably still better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carroll's better than him. I'd rather play Andy Carroll. At least he does bits up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm gonna put my nomination in next, and it's Paul Heckingbottom, who's Sheffield United's new manager. I've got a bit of previous with him, obviously, because he was at Leeds before, and he's the worst manager of all time. And he just needs, like, how he's come. Like, I know it's only caretaker, but how they've given him that job is absolutely beyond me.
Well, they're already down, so they don't really make much.
Didn't he come out at the end of the game and go basically, yeah, well, I'm not here next season. I don't want the job anyway, so...
Exactly. And it's almost as if...
just give it to him, mate. Yeah, that'll do it.
It's almost as if he's come in and said that to the team. Just go, look, boys, we're down.
Shit.
Just
Don't
try
worry.
your best. And just absolutely atrocious. Like, Sheffield United have obviously been poor this season, but like we've discussed on the podcast before, they've not been hammered. They've been losing games by the odd goal.
Well, Wilder's never been beaten by more than 3 goals in 5 years. He goes 24 hours later, they get kicked by 5.
Yeah. And they've been in every game they've played. They've been in it. They've been in the game. Like, and then he comes in and they get their absolute fucking pants pulled down. It's just, yeah, hecky, mate. You've got to go. So yeah. Ben, you next, mate.
I was going to go for Dawson because I thought he took his own goal really well. I mean, Maguire did well to get a bit of pressure on him. As Carl, you like to hear that, wouldn't you? But no, I just thought he's headed it down and goal bound. It just didn't make sense. Like, down, yeah, if you have to, but away from goal, not on target. Anyway, so but with Lamella, last week I picked Lamella when he didn't even do anything to annoy me. I just picked him just because he's annoyed me for years. But like the fact that the week after he's gone and done that, I mean, like, and what a finish, yeah. But I mean, getting sent off and for a typical Lamella kind of thing, yeah, or things should I say, with the yellow cards. But he's just at it all game. If you watch him, like you said, Tel, you watch him throughout the game, he's just constant. He's constant, and I think you're fine doing that and getting away with that if you're a top player and you're bagging them goals every week. But he's not doing it every week. So for me, you can't be like that. You can't act like that if you're not scoring the goals. If you're scoring the goals, you can be like that a bit. You can be like a bit Diego Costa when he was having fun at Chelsea, or but he can't do it. He ain't got the right to do it. So I'm glad to see him get sent off, and I'm hopefully glad to see him get donkey.
Did you see on Match of the Day when Guinness tried to basically do him, and he put him in the category of saying he was like these sort of players, they've got the fire in their belly, they play on the edge, and as if they're trying to compare him to like Rooney and people and Costa, and you're just like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? He ain't
not even there, is he? Not even.
all.
Nice one. Ben. Sorry, not Ben.
I went for Oh, sorry.
No, you pick yours, didn't you?
Yeah, I was gonna do it again.
Oh, go on then.
Eric Lamella.
Oh, is that 2 votes then? Or?
That's right. Yeah.
Deserves them.
Greg, over to you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's obviously a donut. The first tackle was bad enough, like the scissor.
Surely the Rabona brings him back from donkey, though.
No.
It does enough to no.
Cost his team the game.
No, he did. I think, to be honest, I do think KT made a meal of it.
Tunstall.
I do. His job is to defend the ball. Like, he's trying to keep the man away, but at the end of the day, he's got sent off. So,
what, sticking his hand in his face or not?
He didn't know his face was there, did he?
Well, I think he did. To be honest.
Did he stick his arm up in the air to balance like that, or was he off balance? Or I'm just confused.
No, he's just holding someone off. You don't know where they are. You're just putting your hand up.
But he'd already gone. Him and the ball had already gone, and he went back for him.
I'm only saying that your left back fell on the floor like a little daisy.
Oh, he did. He took full advantage. Advantage of the situation.
Does Scott use the sort of player to fall on the floor? Come on.
Yeah,
he wears short sleeves in snow. He's well hard.
He's worse than Salah, mate. Old KT. But
what?
Oh shit!
He's worse than Salah.
I've got it. Oh.
That's an awful shout.
Oh yeah, it's hooked. No, Lamella. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Oh, mate.
Oh, your shirt's
fucking Salah's got his own airline. He's been flying around for fucking years, isn't he?
Boyle, we'll
magic carpet
flying at the top of the league. That's what he's been doing.
Fucking hell, you're not flying there now, are you?
Not in a minute, no, mate. We'll get there.
You're not going back there either. Nah.
Hoppers, you next, mate.
Mate.
If we finish higher than you should be ashamed, mate. You should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed of yourselves, you political bastards.
Third time lucky.
You were Austrian a minute ago. Now you're fucking. Where are you from now?
We're the Fosters in a minute.
Ben, I can't stop looking at your pussy climbing all over your shoulders, mate.
I know. I can't wait to stroke it.
Third time lucky. Hoppers, over to you, mate.
Yeah, I was going to go for Lamella this week because he's an absolute mess. But then Dave reminded me that Joe Linton exists. So I'm going to go for him.
Nicking a living. Absolutely nicking.
Yeah, it's just him.
Fair play. The thing with that as well is if they go down, which is quite likely, I'd imagine he's on quite a big wage.
Big wage. Yeah.
They ain't offloading him for anything more than like £1 million.
Depends whether Jeff Taylor's his agent or not. He might.
You find him in Lidl in that middle aisle where you just get everything.
He'll be next to you in the pub, and you'll be like, "Is that him?" Yeah.
Bouncer.
Just rename him Joe Lidl.
Maybe Arsenal next year.
As a centre back.
Yeah.
Right, Jonesy, over to you, mate.
Yeah, it weren't ever going to take a lot. I say Ben gave Lamela the nomination the other week, whatever, last week.
For what?
He gave him the little nomination on not a lot of grounds, but I'm so happy. It weren't going to take a lot for me to give it to the little prick. I've hated him for a long time, ever since he got my boy Tony Martial sent off. Fucking hate him. He does it every fucking week. You're right, in a way. The Rabona should bring him out of it.
No,
I'm not even funny. Any other player would have got him out of it, but not him. I don't care what he does. You fucking deserve it. It's a long time coming. Lamela.
And while we're on that, Jonesy, I'd like to announce our next guest this week is Eric Lamela.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, for that Barnet alone, he's got to get donkey. I mean, what is that all about?
Yeah, it's a stinker, isn't it?
Come on, mate.
Who, me?
No, not you.
Who, me?
Mate, yours is so bad it don't even qualify as being a Barnet. Just a head. Yeah, over to you then, Speezy, mate. Who's your donkey nomination for the last nomination?
I'm gonna give it to Harry Kane. We saw one of his England performances. It just didn't turn up. Big game like that, you'd expect their main man to make an appearance. All I saw him do, he hit the post from the free kick, but there was the shoulder charge on Gabriel. He seems to do one of them every week.
He's a dirty bastard, mate.
Yeah, he is, and it slips under the radar. I think because he's English. If it was like we mentioned in Lamela, how filthy he is. But yeah, Harry Kane for me.
Is he English? Though? Have you heard him speak?
Unidentified language. Yes.
Unidentified language.
The first Martian we've ever seen. Yeah, well, that crowns Eric Lamela as donkey, as to the happiness of most of the panel, I'm sure.
Really deserved.
Yeah, he's not the most loved on the pod. So yeah, Eric Lamela, donkey, fair play, and Ian Acho as baller. Well, that sort of brings us to the end, anyway, boys. We will. I'll just sort of let you know. This week we've got an interview coming, which we're going to be recording on Thursday. Which will be released on Friday with ex-Wolves player Simon Osborne. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, and that'll be out on Friday. That'll be a good one. And then also Friday night, we're doing a live stream on YouTube with a couple of the fellas here. We've also got Gary Devonport from Talking Shut podcast, which is a Leeds United fans podcast, who's joining us for it. It's just a post-match reaction stream to the Fulham Leeds match. So yeah, we've got that, and we've also got a Fulham fan coming on as well. So we sort of tie in sort of both teams' reaction. So
come on, you whites!
Fuck off. So yeah, there's a bit of content coming this week, guys, and then we'll be back for the usual pod next week as well. Yeah, thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. For everyone on YouTube, make sure you slap a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, head over to our Twitter and Instagram pages. Both of them are at only_footy_fans. And yeah, keep up to date on everything on there. We post everything ahead of schedule, so everyone's in the loop. And yeah, until next time, thank you guys, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy Paddy's Day.
Cheers.